iFILM, London. iFILM, London.
This is Kugan Cassius for iFILM London. We're at the Park Plaza Hotel. Just been announced George Groves will face Glen Johnson on the 15th of December at the XL Arena. With me, I've got George Groves. How are you, George?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, I've just recently been criticised for my line of questioning, trying to be everyone's friend. So I'm going to try and take this interview in a different approach. Is that all right?
Go for it. How come you're on your own today?
Because James is at home.
Stood you up.
Pretty much, yes. Glen Johnson, massive step up in class. Probably too big of a challenge for you, really, George.
Bit like you filming with one man, isn't it? Without having James by your side. I can see you struggling today. I don't think I've ever seen you this anxious and twitchy and sort of clammy.
I've waited. A string of press and media have gone ahead of me. I've let them go. And now it's my turn with you. You all right, Adam? Right, let's start this again, because I like being your friend, to be honest, rather than getting slagged off. Glen Johnson, massive task for you. Very experienced, seasoned pro, been in with everyone at the elite level of super middleweight. So you know, you obviously sure that this is the right test for you at the right time. Yeah,
definitely. He's much like you, very experienced, seasoned. Unfortunately, you're not a super middleweight. But he's a great fighter, a very, very good fighter. This is a great fight for me, a fight that I need, a step in the right direction. He's a solid top 10 performer. He has been for many years now. He's still fighting at the highest level. So this is the fight that I need.
So when did the news come about of this fight? Obviously it's kept very well under wraps, because I said no one had a clue who your opponent was going to be until Frank announced it. So how long have talks been going on for this fight with Glen?
You know, I got a text from Adam this morning saying he was signed, it was confirmed. So that's, you know, when it was ready to be announced, I guess. It's nice that it didn't get leaked out. I'm pretty sure you would have come regardless whether you knew he was here or not. Well, I'm sure that's sweet. James might have, but James always didn't. He stood you up. It's Liberty. You must have carried this camera all the way from
Essex.
Yes, yeah, long way, really.
See, that's the thing about iFILM London. Regardless of who you're fighting, and even if there wasn't an opponent that had been named here today, I would have been here. That's what you need to remember.
That's one thing I always struggled with. Why is it called iFILM London, and you're from Essex?
James is from London, I'm from Essex. London seemed the more appropriate tag.
Don't say no more, I get it.
Well, James is actually from Surrey, so no one's really from London.
I'm from London.
You're not part of iFILM London. Well, you are, but not really.
But you said no one's from London. I'm just saying I'm from London. Is that 7-8 million people living in London?
How was your honeymoon?
Great, really nice. I'd recommend it. You should go.
Where did you go?
Secret, but you should go.
I should go to Secret.
No. It's a secret, but you should go there. It's great. You know, waterfalls, tropical rainforest, you know, mountains, temples, you name it, they got it.
Just don't know where it is.
Oh, I know where it is.
You know where it is?
Yeah.
Your wedding was a fantastic affair. Lots of colourful people, lovely food, entertainment was wonderful. Thanks for the invite.
You're welcome. You was quite the star, apparently. I mean, I was a little bit drunk at the time.
8 pictures I had done with your own fans and family.
That's because I'm from London. It's global.
I think I'm joking, didn't you? People were coming up to me, asking me for my picture. I felt it was a bit cringe moment, because I thought, this is George's wedding, really. Why do they want their pictures taken with me? But, you know, I was humbled.
It's because of that role you had on EastEnders, I think. It's shot you into fame and stardom. You know, you probably get recognised day in, day out. You can't go out on your own. You come here in covered limousine. James is outside man in the car, isn't it? Because you get papped and chased, screaming girls, and I feel for you.
Etc. etc.
I feel for you. But you know, it's the life you lead. It's the pressure. You know, you can't take the rough with the smooth. I mean, Leonardo, he copes with it. Why can't you?
It's very true. It's very true. Tell us a bit about how training camp's been going.
It hasn't started yet.
When does it start?
Pretty much when this interview finishes, I'm going to walk round to the gym at the back. We're going to start the camp. But I was in decent nick. I'm always in decent nick. Do you know what I mean? But the actual physical camp, the hard work starts now. You know, I've got pretty much 8 weeks to get ready. That's it. I mean, I've got a solid base, so 8 weeks is plenty of time. And I'll be in full training now. I'll be staying here at the Park Plaza for my camp. You know, to make sure I get all my food and everything sorted for me here. So it's great. And I've got to get spoilt, a bit like you, and be training around the corner at the gym, working hard.
What are your thoughts on, obviously you had to vacate your British title and Kenny Anderson will fight Robin Reed for it this Saturday. What are your thoughts on that?
It's exciting, isn't it? Yeah. Well, what are you going to do, eh? The board have took my title off me. For what reason? Okay, I had to delay it a little bit. I was getting married. They knew about it a long time ago, you know what I mean? And they didn't give me any leeway. And look how well it's worked out for me. You know, I'm boxing Glen Johnson now, a real opponent, someone I haven't already beat, in a Commonwealth title fight before Christmas, when you know, maybe I've had to, you know, box Kenny Anderson, who no one really cares about. I've already bashed him up. Let him get on. He's gonna fight for my vacant belt. So good luck to Robin Reed.
Obviously, careful what you say here because we're on video. But his British title level now, have you moved beyond that now? You know, unless your career obviously took a dramatic turn for the worse, you want to obviously move on from that and you know, only compete for your next title will be a world level.
I think I'm on the verge of world level, if not at world level now. I'm ranked top 10 in all the governing bodies. I've been mandatory challenger for the WBO. I think that classes me as world level now. Fighting Glen Johnson, who's a seasoned campaigner at world level, who's still at world level. And I'm going to be fighting more guys in the top 10, you know, in 2013. I'm definitely nipping on the heels for a world title fight as soon as possible. I just need, you know, good fights, solid fights against good seasoned opposition who are going to make me work, or young fighters like me who are on the rise and probably going to end up at world title level anyway. I've had fights with unbeaten fighters like James Segal, come through it fine, and I've boxed more seasoned fighters like Charles Adamu, who've been in with world class fighters, and I've done fine there too. So this is the biggest fight for me, the toughest fight for me, the biggest step up, but I know I'm going to deal with it fine, and I look forward to doing it.
Some interesting comments in the press conference regarding the #1 super middleweight in this country, Carl Froch. Do you think you'll probably miss each other because Carl's probably only looking at maybe having 2 or 3 more fights by the time you have a world title, if and when you have a world title? Do you think that could cross over and not really happen?
I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure. It'd be a fight that I think would be good for the British public. You know, Carl's you know, at the tail end of his career, but he's still at the, you know, on top, and he's a world champion. He's boxing well. He's probably boxing as good as he's ever boxed. So he's not deteriorating, you know, drastically. It's not like I'm trying to pick off a faded world champion. He's looking for big names, which he's fair enough to do. But also, you know, once I get to world level, you know, me fighting for a world title against another Brit, 2 Brits, that's a huge fight. So, you know, I think that in itself is appealing to Carl, whether that be financially, whether that be just for his own personal statement. He never got that fight that he wanted with Calzaghe, so, you know, he knows what it would be like not to fight, you know, sort of a Brit who's sort of above you, you know, who started before you, that sort of thing. So, you know, he's a good guy, he's a fair guy. He's not fighting to fight anyone. He's been in with good opposition. I'm pretty sure our paths will probably cross before, you know, he hangs up the gloves. But in the meantime, he'll be looking at big high-profile fights, and I'm looking at getting there.
All right, yeah. I mean, that is a fight the public would definitely want to see you, and Froch at whatever stage, whether it be in a year's time. And like I said, if it's enough time left on Carl's career, there's definitely, well, we hope there's enough time left on your career to make that fight. But
time in your career too, isn't there?
I don't have a boxing career, but you know. All right, Jules, listen, I'm not going to take too much of your time because I know you probably want to get to training like you just said you do. Thanks for talking to iFILM London. Thanks for the invite to your wedding. My girlfriend and I had a fantastic time. And, yeah, I didn't steal anything.
Didn't you?
Not one thing.
Oh. Well, you don't know, you're bouncing around all coy, swaying from side to side like a little schoolgirl. Something's iffy, something's not right here.
All jokes aside, that was a pretty impressive wedding. The the venue was brilliant. You know, when it said school on the invite, I was thinking, school, really, George Groves? But it was like a big mansion complex, shall we say, and it was rather nice.
I chose it. You know, I know how to throw a good wedding. So anyone out there, when you get married?
Possibly.
Yeah, I'll sort you out there and then, and you can and let me and I'll yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's sorted.
It's done.
Done. What's the budget? It's not enough. You tight fucker. Put some money aside. She deserves it. I've met her. She's a pretty girl. She's a nice girl. Sort it out. Fuck's sake.
Thank you for swearing on iFILM London. Right, this is Kugan Cassius with St George Groves for iFILM London. George, just have the final say.
Final say.
Love.